Hello, hello. Here we are. Welcome to Decentralized Podcast. I'm Pedro.
And I'm Miguel, and you just join us in our mission to decentralize the world wisely.
Wisely, very important. So grab your drink. I have my coffee here. Sit back and relax as we are going to get nerdy. And of course, just a reminder, uh, you can always click the like button and the subscribe to tell us that you are still around. We
I've been
like
enjoying a
we
lot
like to
because
know we like
we,
to
we
know how
talk a lot of
many
a
how
bunch of
many
things that
people we have liking our nerdy talks. So let me just share the stream. Okay, here we are. Okay, so um, welcome. Let's start our show with a funny thing. Uh, So the news say that SBF is innocent. What do you think about that, Miguel?
well, I'm pretty sure he's not. But as we spoke once, he may get away because he might have some good connections there.
Yeah, I am pretty sure that his parents are innocent as well. They actually seem quite innocent, uh, and with all the relations to politicians and donations to both parties and so on. Yeah, and this will be certainly a very funny trial. I really don't like the why why the what they said, what they did, and lots of people that lost money on that. Don't get me wrong. I really think that they did a very bad thing for crypto. Uh, but the
What they
the
did
legal
was
system,
fraud. What they did was fraud.
of
What they are
course,
implying is that he didn't know about anything because he's really young. He doesn't understand the business, and he's just saying, "I didn't know anything about
I
it."
I really think that this will show the nonsense of the political and legal systems. Not
I think it's his only way out.
y-
I think they're going to try,
yeah,
and
yeah, but
it's like you commit some serious crime and you just say, "Well, I was out of my mind, so
yeah, it can be like that, or it can be even
I was
worse.
insane.
That
I didn't know what I was doing." So it's the same kind of argument.
I
It's the only one, the only card that they can push.
I really think that this time we will have uh, a lot worse than that stuff coming to the news because the system is so broken that usually on small trials they are not even that important to come to the news. But on this case, there will be a lot of broadcasting, and I really think that it will show clearly the inefficiencies of the legal system and the corruption of the political system. And of course, mainstream, they will never say those things, but in the crypto land and crypto Twitter, there will be pretty interesting stuff going on. I'm I
Yeah,
am
I'm
I
quite
am
sure
really
about it.
positive that this will be uh, fun to watch. Not
Yeah.
not because of the people that lost money. I want to emphasize
Yeah.
that is
Yeah, our
bad.
hearts goes with that, goes with those people. The thing that will be fun will be the arguments and see how they
Yeah,
will try to get away,
the
and
insanity that will come uh,
actually to
to
see if
light.
they actually get away with it. Because
Eh,
if the
yeah,
guy really
we,
is considered innocent in the end, oh my god.
yeah. I am curious about if Sam Trabucco will reappear from the ashes. Is having a lot of fun in his 2.5 million yachts around the globe, for sure. Paid with FTX money and paid with customers' money for sure. But yeah, man,
Yeah,
let's.
right now, what's being imposed there is, it seems like to me, a desperate attempt to get away with it. I don't know how far they will go with it, but I don't think any judge will consider that option very wisely.
I know. I don't
Yeah.
know because I lost my faith in the legal system many years ago.
Yeah,
I
but yeah,
don't
but
believe
this
I
this
don't
one is
believe
too
in it
obvious.
anymore at
Yeah.
all. I think
This
it's
one
just a
this one
rigged
seems
game.
yeah, this one seems too obvious to. It just seems like a really desperate attempt.
Yeah, but
He's just going to court, playing, saying, "Oh, I'm innocent,"
but
uh,
they are
but
there are
he will
people
have to prove that
there are people
he didn't know.
outside of the court saying that the guy that wrote a book with all those the things in it, of course, for free. He didn't get paid for that. Of course not. The world is not that corrupt.
Yeah.
I am being sarcastic here. Okay.
Um,
Back to nerdy stuff. I am tired of bullshit. So let's keep our discussions about our hackathon, right?
yeah, yeah,
We
we'll still.
started in a humoristic uh, stuff, but now let's get some work done. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we are still figuring out the design of the project, so how we will handle certain situations. So yeah, let's go to it.
Yeah, and in the last episodes, um, we stopped in with a problem, which was if someone wants to attempt to uh,
Well, to take
annoy
over your
you or
name, yeah,
uh, just try to take down your username. And I really think that during the weekend we were talking about this and so on, and I think that if we don't have any timing where people will have uh, the username reserved for them, they can be challenged all the time, and with some conditions on the challenge, this will be easy to resolve because if, for instance, we think about each time the someone to challenge the other will have to double down the staked amount, and if if the name is not transferable without going through an auction, then people will have no interest in being for instance, name squatters are out of the way because there is
Yeah,
no
I think
market for them,
I
and
think we need to explain
the regular
that part.
people will not be that penalized, because once you have one ether or two ether on your domain, you are positively assured that no one will challenge you unless they will have a lot of money to put down for your name. So I think it's
Yeah,
quite a quite interesting
yeah. I need to. I think we need
market.
to
What do you think?
explain. We need to explain the two sides that we're having here. On one side, we want to avoid name squatting, and we want to avoid people making business with the names. And on the other side, we want to protect the owners of the name. So this is becoming a quite a hard balance to find. So I think the name squatting is quite solved, the issue of the name squatting. But the other side of protecting the name and bring some stability to the people that purchase the name or purchase or rent or
Reserve,
owns temporarily owns the
reserve
name.
the name. You
Uh,
don't purchase anything. Here
yeah,
is the idea is to only stake to the name, and the money is yours. It's just
yeah,
staked. So
yeah. We'll get to the details.
if you
We'll
finish
get to
the
the details. Let me
yeah
just say
yeah,
that
sure,
there
sure.
is a third side on this coin. We have coins with three sides, as you can notice, which is we don't want the name to be uh, owned by a single person. So we want the market to be more dynamic, so that the name has the possibility to move around, and be temporarily owned by another entity that is not the primary owner. So we have these three issues that we're facing. Yeah, we're trying to solve them. As you were saying, we are also trying to avoid that people are expending money, so it's not an expense that the user has when using the name. He's just staking, so it's temporarily reserved while he's using the name. By the time he loses an auction, which is the transfer methodology that we're thinking on using, uh, his stake will be returned to his wallet, and he will have his money back. So you want to add something?
No, I think that's the real change here. In fact, you are not the names. The names reservation is mostly free. There will be some kind of fee for the marketplaces that we are working on, but the majority of the funds will be just staked on to reserve the name for one user. And if we consider that every time to be challenged, the next potential user needs to double down the the stake, and the current owner just needs um, to what's the name of in poker when you uh, pay the same as the other guy. It's like you need to cover
Yeah,
the that
I don't know
that
the
that
name for that.
amount, not
Yeah.
double again. That makes it very easy for the user. So and as the name will climb more in the price ranges, uh, it will become more and more secure, and the user just it is the user of a name is incentivized to keep it, and to in order to keep it, it just needs to beat the next bidder, and that's it. It's not a big deal for him or her to keep their name. And also, since this is all decentralized, uh, the idea is for even if I lose my name, I can just get a new name and keep all my content on any social media, decentralized, of course. Uh, Centralized social media doesn't work that way. Um, Although they can, if they want to use a decentralized naming space, that would be cool. But I don't think so.
Yeah.
So um, I really think the project is this. Well, so it's a naming space where there is no um, where the incentives are to eliminate name squatting, to make it fair for the users and easy for them to keep their names while it makes sense for them, and they just can quit anytime and just get their stake back.
Yeah.
And of course, this will also require some uh, API or some SDK for social media networks to be able to use this. Um, and our project will probably also include that part. So the part of creating a name and using a name to identify that person, um, and also the login part, which is the most important thing in this part in this project. Um, so the idea is to not have any login. So the user
Yeah.
just chooses a password in in their device, and that password will be used to store his data on the device itself, and that's it. The only
It's also
transaction
important
that he
to
needs
note.
to do on chain will be to update the bonds from his name to the social media sites that he wants to create a bond with the name that he chooses. So
Yeah. It's also important to note that we are not designing this to require KYC. So it's not an identification project by itself. So it's a profile username, an avatar. So it doesn't require to be indexed to a specific person.
yeah, and I think it's a lot better that way because as we spoke in the other episodes, I have a bunch of usernames because I have a bunch of projects, and I just think it makes sense to have separate usernames for each project and for each team that I work with, or stuff like that. So even if I go to work for a company, uh, usually I create other credentials for that. Uh, that's the way I like to work. I don't like to mix things because in the past it never worked well for me. So I really think that makes sense for an alternate system where people have the freedom to call themselves whatever they want. It was like that on the IRC back in the day, and I really think it makes a lot of sense. But I think it makes no sense at all for people to keep the names forever just because they can. So I like my PRC, and I cannot get PRC anywhere because it's taken by some moron that never used the name again or something like that, and I cannot use it. So it doesn't make any sense. And there's a lot of those things. Um, so I really think that I should be able to challenge those and tell them, guys, I want to pay more for that. And if they
Yeah.
cover my offer, I double down again. And they will have to show how much they want that name. And that's it. And I think it's a lot more fair this way because there's no money involved. There's no incentive to have any name at all. And if they don't really want it that much, why should they keep it? Right?
Yeah, it's at least a different game. I think time will tell us if it's a better one or not. We are trying to figure out most of the issues and try to guess as much as we can. And yeah, but I also don't see it as a closed project. I think
Of course
it
not.
will eventually evolve into
And
something, but
and
it's a new experiment for sure.
and guys, if you are watching us live, join us. Uh, Let us know what is your idea about this. We want to understand from you what do you think, and if you think it's a good idea, if you don't agree with something we say, just jump on in the chat and chat with us. That's the beauty of doing this live is exactly that.
And don't forget to smash that like button. It will help us a lot.
And subscribe because we will be this entire month we will be hacking, and I am pretty sure that the next session will be just already hands-on, not just um, us chatting around. So if you are interested in developing Web3 and decentralized stuff, we will be using IPFS a lot, IPNS, which is the naming system that IPFS uses. Possibly some database, decentralized database system like OrbitDB or something else. I'm not sure. We need to check out what partners have the project so that we can fit our that makes sense for our project and so on. But the um, the main idea is to keep it as raw as possible. I wouldn't go for using much stuff because this project is a very low level one. Very, it's like the ground zero of any decentralized social media app,
Yeah, we
right?
should keep the dependencies to a minimum.
To the minimum, I really think as well. But we will have to have at least one IPFS node if we go to use the IPNS system. But yeah, we will figure out that on as we go because we are not sure.
Yeah, well, we need to store some data, so yeah, and
And it will be
it's not
IPFS for
viable
sure.
to be. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not viable to be on chain.
And if we are using IPFS for storing data. It makes a lot of sense to use a local node,
Mhm.
and it works really well. We've done experiments with that in the past, so
In the
uh,
past, it didn't work well.
it worked. No,
Yeah,
other
well, kind
parts
of.
didn't work,
Kind of.
which IPFS is a project that is
I know, I know.
being developed as
We
we
picked it
speak,
up at
so that's
we
natural.
picked it up in the first version. So
Yeah. So the idea is any social media to use IPFS, they should run their own node in the client.
yeah,
So there is no server involved. The client will include the the node like the the JavaScript version of IPFS, which is kind of usable right now, and they will posting new stuff will be just writing for your local node, and so with this in mind, it makes sense for this project to include all the things already, kind of in a single box. That that if some application wants to use this, they will just pick our um, boilerplate code and start developing their own thing, which is the data model and the user interface, right?
yeah. And it won't be that difficult to make it all in to bundle everything in a single package. So I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, we experimented that, and it's not very hard. And once you have the data already running on the local node, already on your browser, uh, it's just there. So it simulates like the offline usage very well, because if you have the data on the node on the browser itself, uh, you are able, even without connections, to show something to your users. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
And the synchronization between the peers happens behind the scenes, and suddenly you have new data, and that's cool. It works really well.
yeah, yeah. The synchronization is really fast, and yeah, there are no major issues at the moment.
Yeah. We faced one issue on another project, which was synchronization between the browser and Node.js on the server side, on the back end. But that's another story. And I think that is already solved with the new HTTP connectors that they have. I'm not sure, but I really think
Yeah,
that
we need to try it anyway.
they solved that. So, uh, what do you guys think of this project? Do you feel it's an interesting thing? Would you register a name with this solution? Yeah, we have another big issue to resolve here in our live session, and it's, what do we call this project? What's the name of this? This is the most
Yeah.
important thing always. So, uh, what will be the name of this project? What do you think?
I would like to get away with something related to ID. Uh,
I was searching during
Majorly
the
because
weekend.
it's not an ID.
It's not an ID, it's a handle.
Yeah, more like that. It's a name, an
So,
avatar,
why not being cheesy and call it the handle?
dandle. Call it dandle.
The handle. No, there is an H, so it makes some kind of.
Yeah, but yeah, well, we need to think about it. Then the handle.
Decentralized handle.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, we can think about it.
We don't have much time to think about it. It has to be decided today, right now.
Yeah,
Bring something better or shut up forever.
yeah. Just put it the handle.
Yeah, we have to call this something, and for the hackathon, it doesn't make much.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so I would call it the handle for now. And once we decide to push this to mainnet, we have to rethink
Yeah,
the the
the name
name,
for this. Yeah,
unless some of our viewers just comes up with some great idea. Come on, guys, put it
yeah.
in
I'm
the
pretty
chat.
sure that they are going
Let's go.
to give us a nice name.
So, if you want to contribute with nice names, just join our Telegram. You can go to our website. There's links for our socials there, or in the video description, you can find as well. So, join us in Telegram. Tell us what you think a good name for this would be, and we appreciate that as we concentrate on the technical stuff. Okay. Uh, so right now, what do we need to start working on? So we need to start working on some smart contract. Are we going for the NFT approach, or what do you think?
The NFT approach seems more stable, more dynamic, and give us more flexibility.
Yeah.
If we are not using an NFT, well, we will have to develop most of the functionality anyways. So
Yeah, but the NFT at least has a standard
yeah,
way to display on most applications, which is very interesting, right?
hmm
If you
yeah,
hold your name on your wallet, most wallets will show the NFT,
hmm
and that that is one interesting side effect. Uh, and we just need to uh, take care of disabling the transfers so that the user uh, cannot transfer the NFT. And
hmm
to be transferred, that NFT needs to be um, to go through an auction,
yeah,
right? And that
and
auction takes some time, and it has to take some time because there is, if the name is in use, there is a lot of problems to be taken down. So we have to think about the correct
yeah, this
timing
will be a
for that.
process. It's not going to be like today is going to be the auction and it's done. No, it will have to be a process, and we have to define this process quite well.
Yeah, yeah. So I really think that NFT approach is a cool one, and
There is another thing about the NFT, which it's capable of storing some metadata.
yeah, but the data will be stored on IPFS. They will be
Yeah,
linked.
but you can store
Yeah.
the link for that.
Hmm.
So the NFT already supports
Yeah,
that.
it's already there. It's
Yeah.
the way things work. Uh, we will use probably Web3 storage to store the links, right?
hmm Yeah.
Or at least to backup the links. So if we have our own node running locally, then Web3 storage will be a backup mechanism. Like whatever you have pinned locally, there should be some way to mm, make it uh, backed up on some system that allows you to have um, more robust connectivity to the entire globe, right? So one thing that I was thinking was that it makes a lot of sense to use both approaches. So and being a user, if you use some application that has this mechanism, you would just sign in to Web3 storage, create your own key, and put it in the dApp, and that way you would have 5 GB for free to store your own social media stuff. And for most of the people, 5 gigs is
It's quite enough.
a lot of storage.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very interesting redundancy thing for our SDK. Have that possibility to have a local node and to have the replication to other backup services. So
Do you have to create an account?
yeah, but it will be each user if they want to have their things
Yeah,
backed
yeah.
up.
So it cannot be an automated process. The user will have to go and create the account and
Yeah,
then put the authentication,
and then they go
the
to the
identity.
app and they
Well,
say, okay, my key is this, back me up.
maybe those guys will be the first adopters
Who?
for our project. Because
Web3
if you have
storage.
to authenticate on the storage, why not use our project?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never know. So we need to start developing stuff, and we need to start writing all these details to have everything laid on a README, at least in our repo, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the first thing that we'll need to do is to design the project. So that's what we've been doing. We've been talking about it, but we need to start writing it down. And what is settled, just write it, and so that we can have the project design in place. At least most of it before start coding.
Yep. So should we start that now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let me just start the project here. People, we are starting a project live for this hackathon. So I will do my best to let me
If something
create
crashes, it's not our fault.
let me create a repo for this. Right? Let's create a repo. Just a moment, guys. Decentralize. There we are. Just a moment. I am going to GitHub. GitHub. Let's go. Decentralize. New repo.
In the meantime, we can talk a little bit about the tools we are going to be using. So GitHub, it's right now it's obvious, right? Because we are saying that we're opening a repository in GitHub. What other tools are we expecting to use?
Just a moment, because I am writing and speaking all at the same time. It's not very good for me.
Okay, so for smart contract development, we will be using Solidity. We will be using JavaScript for the front end. What else? Regarding technologies, we are going to try to stick with the minimum, but we will be using IPFS and IPNS. If we need to, we will be using OrbitDB.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that because I think
well,
I think for this project we will not need it.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But if we need a distributed database, it will be the way to go.
It's
But yeah,
official.
I do agree.
We
It's
created live the repo for this project. Woohoo!
the handle. It almost seems like don't handle anymore.
Me included.
Yeah.
Getting harder. Cloning the repo, entering Visual Studio codes. That's there. Visual Studio Code is updating the regular stuff. There we have Visual Studio codes. Not yet. Just a moment. The handle. There you are. Oh, yes. We have a project. So let me share my screen a little bit, guys. Share screen, window. This is funny. If it is on another screen, I cannot share it.
You cannot share on another screen?
No.
Oh.
What? Okay, let me try this. Screen 1. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, let me try this. Okay, so we have our project. As you can see, it's called dhandle. It was just created. And let's start writing stuff. Dhandle, fair naming system for the decentralized web. So there is like motivation, and there is
A scope.
and model.
We can describe, yeah. Well, we can also describe the architecture and what.
Yeah, let's start by bullet points. Just some bullet points with what we said. So, what is the name?
Well,
Any?
I can tell you what it's not.
Yeah, we go there. What is?
So it's um,
Do you have a minimum characters? Maximum? Whatever. We have to have a
should
maximum,
we?
right?
Yeah, well, but should it be small or can be like 256 characters?
It shouldn't be that large, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking because it shouldn't be that too small. So we were talking about restraining the dot character, right? So it will be A to Z and A to Z
Now let's do it the geeky
lower.
way.
Yeah,
Let's do
A
it
to
the
Z.
geeky way, a regular
Yeah, just
expression.
put a regular expression.
Oh,
A to
yes.
Z, lowercase A to
So
Z.
let's do it properly as geeks do stuff, right? So, regular expression with A to Z, A to Z,
09.
09. What?
What
What?
else? A
Dash,
dash. Yeah.
which has to be like this.
Mhm.
Score. That's it.
Well, uh, let's talk again about the dot. So why not the dot? We are trying to avoid the dot because the confusion with domain names, and this is not a domain name. But do we really have to exclude it?
Uh, I'm not sure because, as we talked about on the other episodes, I really think that um,
I think dots make nice names, but I understand the confusion about domains.
yeah, I would prefer to allow anyone to use the dots or not, but the name would just ignore them. Not at protocol level, at user interface.
The name can be we can have a system name and the visible name,
Yeah, the
a
visible
user
name
friendly
doesn't
name.
have any restrictions. You can just put a string there.
Yeah,
Just I
exactly. So
am Antonio Banderas,
yeah,
and that's it.
so the thing is you can have your own nickname and it can be whatever you want,
Yeah, but
but it's not this name anyway.
this
So
this
regarding this
name
one,
for this name, I really think that I'm not sure even if we should have underscores or dashes. Why should we?
because if you have very similar names, you need to distinguish them somehow. And usually it's like underscore with some number or dot some number or whatever, something like that, something that separates what you're trying to put there and the rest that is differentiating from an existing one.
Um, but usually usernames don't have that. On most applications, it's just characters and numbers, and that's it. You cannot have spaces. You cannot have anything.
Yeah,
For
spaces
in
is a no-brainer.
Instagram, in Instagram, you cannot even have.
Yeah, you can have dots.
Uh, I think it's no. You cannot have like .com or .org.
Probably. Yeah.
They don't like. They don't allow it. And I really like the idea of Google that allows you to use the dots on the
Yeah.
user interface, but they don't really care. They remove the dots, and the username that they will use to check will be without the dots. So you can use the dots as a better version of your username if you feel like, but you don't have to, and that's it.
So when making a login, you just remove the dots, and that's what it is.
Yeah, my login is PR Colaco. If I want to use p.r.colaco, I can, but they don't really care.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Usually, when
And
I want to separate stuff, is with underscore.
yeah, you are a C++ guy.
Yeah.
Those guys are strange.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of are.
So, and Golang as well. They use also underscores and
Yeah. Also
those
Python.
strange guys.
Yeah.
And Rust. Yeah, those
Yeah.
geeky nerds.
Yeah. Those considered low-level languages are more used to that. Okay, so we can we don't allow dots, but we allow underscores.
Should we?
I think so. Yeah.
And
You have to slash it.
what about the dash? No.
The dash.
No.
Yeah, just put it there. Yeah, it's fine. Dash is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
And,
for now it's yeah.
And how long? Do we support one character username? 2? Minimum 3?
Minimum 3. I
Don't
would
say
say
that
so.
it's minimum 5 because I will
No,
just
no,
get
no, no.
hangry.
Yeah, you won't. You won't sign for this.
Yeah, I wouldn't use our service.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if 20 is too small. I would like to be able to use some sort of an hash string, so maybe 32 characters.
$32. Yeah. We can
Looks good.
go bigger.
Only for the sides, if you eat too much.
How many characters does SHA
I think it's
256?
64, I guess, because it's an egg string.
SHA.
Yeah, you have 512 to 156.
MD5. Echo.
So 256 gives you 64 characters.
MD5 is like this, so this is to
Copy that and put it on VS Code. It will give you the column.
32.
Yeah. That's for MD5.
Yeah,
right?
but
for
SHA,
SH,
it's bigger.
yeah, 256, you'll get 64 characters.
Yeah. So maybe that, right?
Yeah, we can go to 64.
And also is yeah, it's a nice round number to have to store on storage.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we done with this?
Yeah, I think we have a good format for the name.
Okay, and so other stuff that is a name we can um, reserve it by it by staking ETH, right,
Yep.
on the contract. Uh, let's do it like this. It's better. And we get an NFT, an
Yeah.
non-transferable NFT that represents our handle.
Okay, we will need to define what that non-transferable means.
You cannot transfer it.
Yeah, but if you are at the beginning, the contract will have that NFT, and it will have to transfer to the user. So it's transferable.
No. That's a different thing. I'm talking about the transfer function. So the contract, when the user wins the auction, the contract will assign that NFT ID to that user, and that's it. And when it goes to an auction again, the contract at the end of the auction will assign that ID to another user if someone just won that auction from the current user, and that's it.
Mhm.
So there is no transfer involved. There will be a challenge function for people to or a bid function, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's not just transfer, it's a transfer from, but there are a lot of projects that do that, like um, POAPs or some other NFTs that are non-transferable. We can just follow their ideas.
Yeah.
But that's an easy one. And what does it mean to be challenged?
Well, challenged means that after the cool off period, somebody can bid on the name.
Call it with at least
Double the amount that is
2x
already staked.
the
Staked amount.
current stake.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. And the current owner can call. I don't think
Well,
this
the,
will
the
work.
current owner, the current owner has to at least match the
Yeah,
bid.
match is a better word for this. Uh, with the challenged amount to
Yeah, if he wants to keep it, so it
keep the name.
yeah.
From last bid, the contract will close the auction after how much time? 3 months?
I think that's too much. I think 1 month should be enough.
There are people that like to have long holidays.
I do, but yeah. Even though that I'm on holidays, I will see my emails.
You nerd.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think 1 month is it should be enough.
1 month? And what about you guys? Do you like having long holidays? Do you think 1 month is enough for a period? And this will reset after each contract interaction. Like call, like bid or match. Right? So the countdown, I prefer not to call it month, maybe 30 days.
Hmm.
And we will have to define the number of blocks for that, but that's easy math. And this
Yeah,
will
why not
reset.
use the time? Why not use the time functionality of Solidity?
Yeah, it will have it's
You
based
can
on the
put
blocks.
30 days. Yeah,
It's based on the blocks.
of course.
So, um, what does after uh, winning the new owner, if it's if the time has passed, have to claim the ownership, right?
Right. So the
So
platform will deliver the NFT
yeah, but they have
to
to
the
initiate
winner.
the process. There is no way for us to initiate it automatically.
Yeah.
So the
The front end can notify the user that the transfer is available to be done.
yeah, a good marketplace would do that, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not at the protocol level.
No.
So after the expiry of the 30 days, the auction is won or is maintained. So if it is maintained, the current owner has to do nothing. It just stays the same. But if there is a new owner, um, then you will have to claim ownership. and the current owner gets his stake back, right?
Right.
This is another important thing. The current owner can match the challenged amount to keep the name by sending the and the challenger gets their ETH back, right?
Yep.
So there is a challenge. They call the bid with twice the current stake, right? ETH. And the current owner just sends another staked, another chunk of the same ETH that is staked, doubles down the value staked in the contract, and keeps it. That's it.
Yep.
And the amount that the challenger, got will be sent back. What happens if some other challenger wants to get involved?
Well, he's free to do it.
So call the bids with at least twice the current ETH stake, or twice the current bid.
Yep.
Right? If it's the second or third or whatever, they
Exactly.
just climb and climb and climb, and the poor owner has to follow. Otherwise,
Yeah.
he's just a poor owner, and it doesn't deserve to have that name.
Exactly.
I like this
Uh,
gamification.
yeah.
And
I think we should close by now. I think we can finish this boring part offline and
okay,
pick it up on the next
so
session. What do you say?
yeah, agreed. Let's save this and commit, and sorry,
You need a
and a
commit message.
message. Um,
Yeah. First
First
draft.
draft. Cool. Done. And uh, and with this, we will keep on working. And on the next episode, we will be coding. So
Oh yeah, fun part.
it will be a lot more fun. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Do you like it? Do you have any contributions to our project? Join us on Telegram. Send us your ideas. We would love to hear from you. And yeah, this is what happens when we hack live. This is cool stuff. So, uh, if you are still there, press the like button so that we know that you are still there with us, and subscribe to get notified by our by YouTube to our next videos, and click the bell, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and if you
And
want to reach us, you can go to our social media and just post us a message, and we will try to reply as soon as we can.
yeah, and thanks for joining us in our mission to decentralize the world wisely. And we will see you on the next episode. Cheers.
See you in the next one.
Bye.